Becky, a very good afternoon to you. Thank you for your time. So, in just the last few minutes, I've just seen a statement by the Youth League in your area. They're saying that Zandile Gumede should in good conscience resign while this matter unfolds. Do you agree?
Yeah, thanks. Good afternoon to you and all the viewers at home. We have seen the statement issued by the ANC Youth League in the Ethekwini region. But what we would like to state categorically clear is that the two leaders or the two comrades have been charged. And at the moment, the principle that we are following is that if somebody has been charged, that person is innocent until proven otherwise by the competent court of law. We want to give them an opportunity to meet us as the leadership of the ANC in the region, and then they will explain their understanding of the issue, how are they going to defend themselves in this matter. And then we'll also need to look at the bail conditions. And we have to look at the bail condition and then see if they can still be able to perform their duties while at the same time attending the matter in the court to ensure that their names are proven or their names are cleared. At this time, we don't want to jump into conclusion and say the two comrades must be removed or the mayor must be removed from her position. But of course, we have seen what the Youth League is saying.
Mm-hmm. But Begintuli, of course, one is not pronouncing here on the guilt of the mayor because that's for the courts to do. But among the bail conditions set out today is that she may not communicate with some of the officials who she would have to interact with at some level if she were to be able to be continuing in her role as mayor of Ethekwini. So how is that going to bode for the functioning of the Ethekwini Metro when you've got a mayor who essentially has restricted communication by court order? How's that going to work?
No, thanks. We understand that there might be, as part of the detail that has been issued by the court, like if there's any restrictions that will make the mayor to be unable to perform her duties. That is what we're going to be looking at thoroughly. But what we are saying that at this juncture, we can't jump into conclusion and say because these are the bail conditions, therefore the mayor must be removed. At this juncture, we say we want to give them an opportunity to come and present their sides to us as the ANC. And at the same time, we as the African National Congress must get an opportunity to go through all the bail conditions and have a proper structural meeting where the decision will be properly taken. At this juncture, we believe the mayor is still a mayor as well as a chairperson of the ANC in our region until we sit with her and until we go through all these conditions that have been put forward by the court of law. It will be only be then we can say, no, this is the decision that we are taking. It's a very sensitive matter and we don't want to rush and then come up into conclusion without following all the due processes. We must be very principled. We understand the public's got an interest in this case. Politically, it's got some implications as well. And it's a matter that we must handle with care. We can't just jump into conclusion.
That's good and well. I want to come in there then, Mr. Ntuli, and tell you about the bail conditions which you want to discuss. Among the conditions is this, that the mayor cannot communicate with any officials directly or indirectly linked to the audit trail at the Durban Waste Removal Department, communicate with all supply chain management, legal and financial employees in the Metro. She can't do that either. She also cannot communicate with operations staff of the Ethekwini Metro administration, access any documents related to the investigation, and lastly, leave South Africa or KZN. But just on the issues that are material to her ability to function as Durban mayor, how do you as the ANC in Ethekwini think that she should be able to stay on, even if it's for a few weeks, given that there are these restrictions set by a court on her ability to function as mayor?
No, true. Maybe let's start by saying that as the African National Congress, we subscribe to the principle of clean governance and we subscribe to the principle of the rule of law. So when things like this are happening, we want to protect the institution and at the same time we want to protect the organization which is the African National Congress. But at the same time we've got a duty as well, not while protecting the ANC as an organization, protecting the municipality as well. And then at the same time we jump into conclusion. The person whose names have been implicated, they've got rights as well. And they've got a right to be listened to present their side of the story. And as the African National Congress, we haven't given ourselves enough time to go through all these bail conditions. As I presume, we have seen all of them, and then we have given yourself enough time to look at them. But us as an ANC, we have never been given an opportunity to go through all these bail conditions. And when we come to conclusion, we must listen to their side of the story, and we must call a collective. It must be a collective decision of the African National Congress in our region as well, where we say these are the conditions. Giving this condition and look at the predicament where our mayor or our chairperson is finding herself in. This is what we think will be good for her. This is what we think will be good for the business. This is what is going to be good for the public as well as for all the people who are residents of eThekwini. And then take a proper decision after a thorough consultation and ensuring that the decisions that we come into are the decisions based on all the views of the members of the executive committee of the ANC in our region.
And again, Begintuli, no one is pronouncing on the mayor's guilt at this stage. Again, that is for the courts to do. But the first article that I saw about these conditions was published at 12:45 today. It is now almost 5:45. How come you, as the ANC in eThekwini, have not been able to deal with this issue?
It's a different matter altogether. The comrades were charged early this morning, and then the court has to hear the bail hearing, and the bail was granted. And during the course of the day, all of us, we then see through the social media and other platforms that these are the bail conditions. But we have never been in a formal setting where the presentation is done to us, particularly by the lawyers or by these comrades who are implicated themselves. And then we haven't gotten enough chance to listen to them as well. That's what I'm saying. We know what is out there in the public domain, but we need to be in a properly constitutional meeting of the African National Congress where we say, here is someone who's presenting to us, this is what transpired in the court of law, and then in a properly called meeting, we say these are decisions that we are taking. Looking at all the angles, as I've said earlier on, our task is to protect the image of the municipality, our task is to protect the image of the ANC in the public eye. But at the same time, we should not forget the right of these individuals whose names are implicated as well. We must be fair to them as well. Give them an opportunity to explain themselves. We can't just take a decision.
You are quite right in that, Begintuli, and I want to follow up. I just want to follow up on the process you've just outlined, because this issue affects your regional chairperson, that is Zandile Gumede, as well as your deputy secretary, Mondli Mthembu. You're talking about how you need to meet with them or their lawyers to discuss the case at hand. When is that meeting going to happen?
We are still in consultation because not all the members of our executive committee are available. How many are available tomorrow or how many are available on Thursday? But our time frame is that we want to ensure that before this weekend, we must be able to come to the conclusion regarding this matter.
Do you think that the arrest of these two senior ANC officials in eThekwini, though their guilt again has not been pronounced upon, sets you back as far as the ANC's anti-corruption message?
Can you repeat that one?
Do you think that the arrest of Mayor Gumede and Mr. Mthembu sets back your anti-corruption message as the ANC, even though at this stage these are just allegations? You and I both know that perception goes a long way in society.
Yeah, no, that's true. The ANC is an organization that one believes in clean governance, that wherever we are governing, all the institutions that are governed or that are led by us, we must portray to the society that we don't want corruption, because we are very strong from the national level, provincial level, as well as at the regional level, that the ANC is against corruption in any form that comes. And as the African National Congress, we want to put it categorically clear that the ANC does not tolerate comrades or deployed comrades who will be doing corruption and doing all sorts of things like this. We are very firm, and we've got a clear stance on the issue of corruption.
But you just don't suspend the accused immediately.
We do understand that up to a certain extent they do tarnish our image. But on the same breath, we don't want, when these things happen, and then say we want to protect our image as the ANC, and then at the same time forget that there's a comrade who's involved who might be innocent or who might not be innocent. But however, when the matter will go to court, and then everything will unfold in the court of law. And then at the end, we'll be able to comment and say, no, the matter when it started, it might have tarnished the image of the ANC, but at the end of the day, we are hoping that we'll be getting the platform where we'll be able to clear the names of the ANC.
All right, Begintuli from the ANC in eThekwini region, thank you so much for your time this afternoon.